welcome back to Wtf Rc Cars. So we got something for LMT today. We got these Hot Racing top shock mounts. So they replace these little things. Let's see if we can get them open and have a closer look at them. And that's the Hot Racing part number LMJ28M01. So the multi-position upper shock mount for Losi LMT. Not that these need replacing at all, but thought we'd treat it to a little bit of bling. Let's have a close look at what we get. So basically you need to order 2 sets of these. And same as rest of Hot Racing stuff, really nicely machined. And you got the 2 screw holes, but they basically each set of 2 of these comes with 1 screw and then 1 of these to replace the stock plastic one. So let's crack on with getting these tried. Now it should be quite an easy job to fit these. So we've got a 2mm hex drive in the top. And you've got a nut on the back of here that's going to try and fall off. So make sure you keep that safe. So you should just be able to slide these out one at a time. And then this is in 2 parts. So if you slide it off like that, you've got the little end cap and you've got the plastic bit. So for each shock top we've got 1 little shim, a screw and 1 of them in aluminium. So if we put it back in the same way as the originals came out, so that just clips in. Then that goes on. How much bigger are they than stock then? It looks like they will only go on one way around. So it looks like they should be wider than the stock fitment. Just put that to one side so we don't lose it. So we basically got 2 more screws in here. And these, I believe, are both countersunk. So the bottom one just goes into plastic. So that's going to be the bottom screw out. The top one has got a lock washer on the, a locking nut on the back. So just make sure you don't lose that. It looks like both these screws, it looks like they're both same length. So we've not got anything to worry about getting them mixed up. And you've got the 2 bits that stick out, same as the stock ones. So I'm going to try it in the stock position first. And don't over tighten this because that one's into plastic. So you definitely you don't want to be over tightening it, or else you're going to be stripping threads. And these lock nuts that go on the back are captivated, so they should, in theory, tighten up without having to get a spanner or socket on them. Now they want to be tight, just not over tight, because you don't want to be stripping threads out the back of them. Where's that little shim run off to? Now that's the original screw, and that's the Hot Racing one. And they pretty much look exactly the same. So if you look at this shim, it's got one side hollowed out. That's the one that you want to be putting onto the end of the shock. And these are threaded on the back. So it might be something worth keeping an eye on. It might be worth putting a little bit of thread lock on back of that. So that's what the new mounts look like fitted. The parts you'll be left with is, in fact, we can put it back in here, keep it all safe. So that's the stock shock mount. So that would sit on the car that way. So if we get that back in, and then you can drop your original screw back through, and then put the original lock nut on the back, keep them all safe. So that's one fitted. The rest you do exactly the same, so I'll get all them done and then get back to you. So just as a point of reference for you, when you're fitting the one to the front, you want the threaded side facing backwards, and then when you fit the ones to the rear, so you want these to sit that way with the threaded side facing forward, and that just keeps them the same as the original ones were, because the screws are put in from the back, and on the front they put in from the front. So if we just get this one swapped over. Alright, so I'm not entirely sure if it makes any difference. It seems to be completely centred whichever way around you put it, but it looks like both the front and the rear had the shim towards the rear, so I'm going to build these up same way. Right, so I'll give you a quick look round now they're all fitted. I've tried mine on the furthermost out of the positions. There's quite a lot to choose from. So I've mounted mine with the HR logo facing out from both the back and the front, and all these shims have placed on the rear, so rear on that, rear on that. But yeah, they do look quite nice. Gives you a little bit more choice for adjustment. Not sure if this is if there is actually any difference between the front and rear shocks, but the rear ones seem to go in really easy over the olives. The front ones I had to pop them in. So I'm not sure if the rear shocks just wear more or if there is actually a slight difference between them. But that's the Hot Racing top shock mounts fitted on the Losi LMT. If you like the video, like and subscribe. Don't forget to ring the notification bell. And I'll catch you guys again in the next one.